Hello everyone, Swan Michelle here. Welcome to my channel and welcome back if you have been here before. Today I'm going to be talking to you guys about how to set boundaries with a narcissist. We know it can be very difficult to set boundaries with narcissists. They tend to be very controlling, bullying, manipulative. So we have to find a way to kind of take our power back, and setting boundaries is a way to do that. So I'm just going to give you guys a few tips on how to set boundaries with a narcissist. And these tips can be used with other individuals as well. If you are dealing with other people in your life that tend to be difficult to deal with or toxic in some way, then setting boundaries is going to be important with them as well. So let's talk about the first thing you want to do. The first thing you really want to do with the narcissist, if you can, is go completely no contact, okay? I know in every situation that is not possible, but if you've watched any of my other videos, you know that's one of the main things that I tend to kind of harp on. There are two things. That's one, go no contact if you can. And the second is to keep doing your own healing work. So those are like the themes of most of my videos. But going no contact when you can is super important. I mean, that's the most firm, clear boundary that you can take. And what does that mean? It means absolutely no contact with the narcissist whatsoever, or the narcissist, or restricting the narcissist's ability to contact you. So that means, besides not answering calls and texts and things like that, you want to take it a step further than that, because that's not good enough. Because they're going to keep harassing you. They know how to push your buttons. They know how to, make you pick up that phone, return that text, that email, whatever. So you literally have to block and delete these people. Block them on all of your accounts. Delete any old previous messages that you may have had. To block them on your phone, all of your social media accounts, email. I don't know if you can block people on email. I guess you can. I don't know. But I know for a fact on the social media accounts and your phones, you can block these people. Also, another thing about going no contact, which I didn't think about in the beginning until it became an issue, you also want to talk to your close family members about going no contact with the narcissist as well. I know when I cut off all communication with my narcissist and restricted his ability to reach me, he started reaching out to my children. And so we don't want that. We don't want the narcissist even definitely not contacting our family members, especially our children, but we also don't want them using our family members as means of communication through us. So I would have, my kids tell me, oh, so-and-so texted me and he asked how you were doing, and he said your birthday was coming up and he wanted to send you something. And I'm like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not going to communicate with this person at all. So that is the most important boundary. And if you can go no contact, absolutely do that, y'all. It can be really hard. One of the hardest things I feel like you probably ever will do, but it's really, really worth it. Now, if you can't go no contact, there are some other things that you can do. So let's talk about the second tip, which is grave rocking. And I'll explain what that means. If you're familiar with the narcissistic abuse community, you may have heard this term. It's not my term. I didn't create it. I can't remember who did. But anyway, I'm not taking credit for it. So situations in which you may not be able to go no contact. Let's say it's an ex-partner that you share children with, and your children are minors and you have to communicate about the children. Let's say this person lives by you, and maybe y'all were together a long time, and maybe, y'all went to the same gym, y'all go to the same stores, y'all go to the same church. Who knows? If you can, you don't want to completely give up all of your stuff and rearrange your whole life. But at the same time, you don't want to be running into this person everywhere you go. But let's say, that's the case. You do see this person at the gym or when you're out shopping or at church or whatever, and they approach you. yeah, you can totally avoid them, but they'll likely make a scene in a public place. So anyway, if you are in a situation where you cannot go no contact, also there are things that you can do. Also, let's say you work with this person, it's not a romantic relationship. Many times our employers, bosses will be narcissists. You know, narcissists tend to seek positions of power. So in a situation like that, you may also want to gray rock. When you're gray rocking someone, think of the color gray, y'all. The color gray is, if you like gray, I'm not trying to offend you, I like gray, but the reality is gray is kind of dull, lifeless, no color, okay? It's just a little boring. So that's what you want your communication with a narcissist to be like. You want just short, matter-of-fact responses to their questions, and only responses to their questions. You don't want to initiate any communication. If they're asking, how are the kids doing? What do the kids need? Whatever. You're short, quick, matter-of-fact, to the point. You're also not giving them any emotional reactions. And I'm not just talking about like really majorly expressive emotion. The narcissist knows you so well because they've studied you. They know all of your vulnerabilities. They know how to push your buttons. And they are searching your facial expressions, your affect, the slightest change in your tone. They are searching you for any sign that they have elicited an emotional response. And you don't want to give them that. So it's really hard and it takes a lot of work, but you really do have to be completely in control of your emotions. So you don't want to give an emotional response via verbal communication or nonverbal communication means as well. Nothing. I'm flat. I have no emotional expression. I may have emotions that I'm feeling, but I'm not going to show it. And I'm just to the point. I'm just as dull as the color gray. I ain't giving you anything more than that. And the third tip that I want to give you in setting boundaries with a narcissist is that you want to set very clear and firm directives, okay? For instance, you want to tell them, I don't want you to text me if we're not communicating about the kids. I don't want you showing up at my house unannounced. It is not okay for you to call me and try and engage me in a casual conversation because I don't want to talk to you. The only communication I want to have with you is related to the kids. These are examples that I'm giving you if you have to maintain contact with a narcissist because he's the father of your kids. But you can transfer that to any other situation. The point is you want to be very clear and firm about what it is you want. You don't want it to be questionable at all. You want it to be very clear. I'm not interested in maintaining contact with you, right? I have to do this because of the kids. So this is the way it's going to be. And you don't budge on that. You want to be very firm with that, okay? And that sort of brings me to the next tip, which is setting consequences for when those boundaries are crossed. If the consequence is, I'm going to report you to the authorities if you continue to do this. I am going to restrict you from coming to my house to pick up the kids if you harass me. Instead, we will meet somewhere and I will hand them over, which that might not be a bad idea anyway. But my whole point is you're going to be very firm with your directives and your consequences, and you're going to follow through with that. Because if you tell them, I'm going to do this if you do that, and then you don't do it, well, you're not credible. They're going to continue to take advantage of you. They're going to continue to walk all over you, and you're not getting your power back. The narcissist maintains all control. So whatever consequences that you set, you definitely want to follow through with that, okay? And it can be hard. I mean, let's even look at a job. If you have a job and your employer is a narcissist and they are, harassing you, bullying you, you might be telling them, I need you to stop, Otherwise, I'm going to need to go and, talk to someone in HR about this. Or I'm not going to work under these conditions. If this doesn't stop, then I'm going to leave and go elsewhere. Consequences, y'all. It's not a threat. It's just a consequence. It's a natural consequence of people's actions. Follow through with it. Sometimes it's hard. I don't want to leave my job. I don't want to get the police involved in my life. I don't want to have to, leave my home or not allow my kids to be picked up at their own home if that's the case. But I will do what I need to do to protect myself and to protect my children. And even if it's difficult, it just has to be done. And the last tip that I'm going to give you guys about how to set boundaries with a narcissist, very, very important, y'all. Do not argue with a narcissist under any circumstances. That kind of goes back to the gray rock method anyway, because you're not going to really argue with someone if you're not emotional and you're just being very short. Matter of fact, do not get pulled into an argument. They're going to question you. They're going to try and get you to give in to whatever it is that they want from you. They're going to try and get some type of emotional reaction out of you. They're going to argue with you about your boundaries, your directives, whatever the consequences are that you're following through on. Don't fall for that, because once the narcissist can engage you in an argument, they've won. They have power over you, and you kind of end up back where you started. Always remember this. The narcissist's greatest weapon is their communication. If they can engage you, they got you, honey. We don't want that. So going back to number one, if you can go no contact, you absolutely want to do that. But it's not always possible. So remember, set boundaries. If you have to maintain contact with them, super important, y'all. And just keep doing the work on yourselves. Like I said in every video, the main two themes is go no contact if you can, and keep doing your own healing work. When you have confidence in yourself, you love yourself, you are healing from trauma, these things are so much easier. Not in the beginning, but over time, these things become easy. So that's what you want to do. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any other suggestions on how to set boundaries with a narcissist, leave those in the comment section below. If you have any questions, leave that below as well, and I will answer them. And if you have any topic ideas for videos, then leave that below as well. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, you like the content, go ahead and do that. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And thanks for watching, guys. See you next time. Bye.